we as humans suffer from a lack of perspective. It's a lack of perspective that once we hear an explanation will seem very self-evident to us. We have that lack of perspective that comes from living a finite period of time. We can only see this particular 70 years, roughly 70 years, maybe even 80. We can see the time that we live in. We can see what is there in front of us. We can hear about things that have happened from a distance, though, needless to say, only from those particular sources that we hear it from. The perspective that the apostles had, that the myrrh-bearers had, was the perspective that roughly that we are depicting tonight, that we are reliving tonight. The body on a slab, left in a tomb until the proper rites could be done. The difference that we have done something akin to a funeral tonight, notwithstanding, there is still that the reality that we cannot see is thoroughly hidden from our eyes. This reality that Jesus is not just lying down. There is a sense in which he is resting, yes, but his work continues. The apostle said to the church in Ephesus, and when he ascended, he led captivity captive. And when he ascended, well, what does that mean? But that he first descended into the lower parts of the earth. By this, seeming inaction covers the greatest of actions. The greatest of actions that of the destruction of the place of the dead. The place that was the darkest of dark is now not just a candle brought in, not just a light bulb brought in, but a fusion reaction and more brought in. Tomorrow, our hymns will speak so much more about this. For tonight, the perspective that we have, limited as it is, we have to trust that as the duck in the pond, up above, not much seems to be happening. But below, where we can't really see, a lot of things are going on. A lot of things that are beyond our understanding. And we can try to understand it. And we'll make some progress. The time will soon enough come, though. The time comes when we reach the end of what we are able to understand, being finite. The time comes then that we bow before the mystery. That we bow in gratitude. We bow in thanksgiving. We bow down to Christ, the giver of life. How much more paradox can we hear? It's a thoroughly different experience saying that he is the King of peace and the Savior of our souls. When we're thinking of him resurrected, when thinking of him enthroned, as we have behind our altar, than it is to see it here. Body on a cold tomb. Yet this is the same King of peace and Savior of our souls. Yet this is the same one who acts for our salvation. This is the same one into whose death will, God willing, have half a dozen baptized into, immersed into, and in whose resurrection we await, just as they too will rise from the font. For tonight is a stillness. For tonight is that bated breath that we have before we celebrate that greatest event of all, that of the resurrection of Christ. Amen.